a community paramedic program in place, and a lot of people don't know about it. It's something that our council kind of approved. We didn't get funding, I know, from the health unit to start, but our council wanted to do it, so we put a bit of a pilot project in place. Can you expand on it and tell us how successful that's been?
So community paramedic programs are a non-traditional role for paramedics. Generally, you see us going into a home and treating something that's episodic or in nature, something that's just occurred, give them treatment, take them to the hospital. But paramedics today really are more than just that. They're really, truly generalists or clinicians. We can actually do more in terms of surveillance of different types of problems that people have, and actually contribute to keeping them in the home longer. And that's what the Community Paramedic Program here does. It actually works with the Ross Memorial Hospital, seeing patients who are having some complex needs and can't necessarily go home without some supports. We're taking those patients and we're giving those supports in the homes. We're actually getting people out of the hospital earlier and helping them to stay safely at home. It's been a great program. It's, and again, through the support of the City of Kawartha Lakes Council and some of the funding that was provided, it's been extremely successful in our community.
Good. And we've just recently heard that we have received some funding to continue that program through a good portion of next year.
Mm-hmm. So there's some good news came out of an investment from the province towards home and community care, specifically a target population of what they're calling high intensity supports needs patients. So patients that need to stay in there, would like to stay in their home, but have more needs than are currently available to be supported by themselves. So they've provided some funding that's going to take us through until March 31st at a minimum. And there is an indication from Ontario Health East that they want to see this continue to be supported in the future. So money's not in hand for the continuation, but certainly some indication that it'll be supported in the future.
That's great. Yeah, we've had a lot of good feedback from that program. Not just about keeping people in their home or looking after their needs, but it's a lot of high-risk people, right, that sometimes end up back in the hospital. And like you mentioned before, trying to keep them at home and not necessarily reoccurring. And when they get out of their comfort zone, they have nowhere to go except back into the hospital. So I know we've seen the video and had that updated council. It's very personal for our paramedic who's out in the community. She certainly does a wonderful job, and you can tell it means a lot to her what she's doing. And I think from some of the feedback from some of the residents who, they're in tears because of that relationship that we've been able to build. So it's important that it's one person and it's a constant contact. It's not a continuously different person.
Yeah, that's something that really makes it successful. I mean, I have my own family experience with a community paramedic program. I have a father who has some complex needs, used to be in the hospital every year in the ICU. He hasn't been back in the hospital now in about 5 years, just because of that increased surveillance of his issues in the home and that relationship that he has with his community paramedics. So it's extremely valuable. It's a great program.
Yeah, we're excited about it.